Where's the highest point in Mission Viejo? Where can you hike over 5 miles of trails basically in your backyard? Well, we're going to take you there on the next City Talk. If you could travel to the highest point on Earth, whether it be Mount Everest or the desolate Death Valley, which would you want to do? Both of them have treacherous terrain, weather, and all these other obstacles. Those points are basically out of reach for all of us. But right here in Mission Viejo, you can go to the highest point in the city, and you can go to the lowest point of the city, and all it takes is a good pair of hiking boots, a little bottled water, and a little sweat. I'm Dave Leckness. I'm standing with Bob Bunyan here. In a moment, I'm going to tell you something about Bob, but right now we are standing on the highest point in Mission Viejo, the highest point we are at right now. Behind us, you got our mountains here. This guy, Bob Bunyan, 4 decades of Mission Viejo, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, and whatever we call the last one, he was a part of that. Let me give you one little bit of information with Bob Bunyan. He was the guy that stood on some hills where there was nothing in the 70s and said, let's put a mall here. And then he got somebody to connect with Robinsons and Bullocks. They locked in. The next thing you know, we've got a mall. 40 years later, we've got the best mall in the 8th biggest Simon Mall in the country. So thanks to you. Bob, give us a little history about you first, just real quick about you.
Okay, well, I started with Mission Viejo Company in '71 and ended my career with them in '97. And wore a number of hats: Director of Business Planning, Vice President of Sales and Marketing. A good experience.
Okay, Bob, you brought us here to the top of Mission Viejo, and it's spectacular, the view. I mean, we have an absolute 360. All here, there's nothing obstructing our view. I'm going to ask you a couple things here. Obviously, the lake right here. Tell us about the lake, when it happened. Tell us anything you know.
Sure. 125-acre lake. We started planning that in 1972 and started filling it in '77. It's a wonderful amenity, and it's all man-made lake. There's no off-site drainage in it. It has a lot of wonderful features, and I think it right now is one of the best venues for entertainment in all of South County.
It absolutely is. We call it one of our jewels. Bob, right behind you, I see a road. We look down. There's a road going on there. What is happening down there? What is that road?
Well, that's Alicia Parkway. It is a major arterial highway connecting the inland part of South Orange County, Santa Margarita, Dove Canyon, and go to DeKalb. And that is a major arterial to the I-5 freeway, serves the northern part of Mission Viejo.
Bob, down behind me now, like I said, we have a 360 degree view here. Right behind me, straight below, 100 feet below, it's a sheer cliff. What are we looking at there? It looks like a trail or something. What is that?
Well, it's an extension of O'Neill Park. As you can see, it extends all the way to Cleveland National Forest. And we're fortunate enough to have this wilderness area right next to the eastern boundary of Mission Viejo. It's a wonderful preserve area. And during the Second World War, the fighters from El Toro Marine Base used that area for a target bombing and strafing practice run.
Bob, a lot of people are probably saying, where are they? Yeah, they're at the highest point, but where is this? I want to go to this. Do we tell them where we're at, or is it our secret? You make the call here.
Well, we're at the very northerly portion, or one of the northerly portions of Mission Viejo, basically at Olympiad and Alicia, and we're at 1,051 feet of elevation. It is a wilderness area, and it's right next to the last residential development in Mission Viejo, the Stoneridge development.
There it is. It's out. The word is out. Stoneridge is the top of Mission Viejo. If you're wondering what development is the highest, Stoneridge is it. Okay, Bob, hold on. Let's take a rest here. We've been walking a while. I know you know where we are, but kind of give me an idea of, like, what is this landscape here? Where are we at?
We're on the northerly part of what was called Planning Area 12. This is the Stoneridge development. And this area was underwater for many, many years. And in the grading of this property back in the early 90s, it was customary to find fossils. And then one day the graders unearthed a whale fossil. It was an entire whale.
A fossilized whale skull found in Mission Viejo is on display right here in our city. It's at the intersection of La Paz and Crescenta. This skull, discovered during the grading in 1976, has been identified as that of a 5-million-year-old 30-foot bowhead whale. This is the only fossil skull of this type on display in the state of California. All right, Bob, where are we at here? I see this is an extremely steep ravine or cliff or whatever you want to call it. What's further out there?
Okay, well, we're on the extreme eastern side of Planning Area 12, and you're right, it's about 100-foot straight drop down. To the south of us is Tierras Creek, which is part of the Rancho Santa Margarita project, and Tierras Creek is a 18-hole champion golf course. The course is a long course that follows the topography of the land. It's a wonderful course. It's pretty tough to play, though.
How about animals? What kind of animals do we see out here? Deer? No antelope, but what do they got out here?
Well, just about. We have bobcats, you have coyotes, you have a wonderful array of birds.
Do you ever do any bird watching yourself, Bob?
Only from my kitchen, looking out the window on my fence. I like every once.
Can you identify the sound of a whippoorwill?
No, I don't think I could, but I certainly can define the sound of the hoot owls.
All right, Bob. Well, let's keep moving here. We got a lot of ground to cover. Bob, you told me something that I think is just powerful, and I want to share it. In 1968, whenever the plans were drawn up for Mission Viejo, the plan was, it was a master plan community. Mm-hmm. The first one was going to be the El Dorados, and then the Granadas, and then whatever it was, right? The Madrids. In 1968, they said the final phase will be right here, which is now Stoneridge. I mean, it was so planned so long ago, and now it's here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was started in 1991 when we first started planning it. Grading started, and then the recession hit. We picked it up after the recession again, started grading in 1995, first home sales in 1997, and then we closed out in the year 2000, 440 acres and 468 homes here. It's a wonderful gated community.
Now, Bob, way out there, you can see Catalina. You can see
down the ocean, down to Dana Point, San Clemente, San Juan Capistrano. You can see all the way to Camp Pendleton. We can actually see on the eastern boundary Saddleback and the mountains that ridge next to Lake Elsinore. So you got a wonderful 360-degree view here. Going west, you can see San Pedro and Long Beach, and on a clear day, if you get up on your tippy toes, you can see some of the buildings in downtown Los Angeles.
Wow, this is great. I would love, call me crazy, but I'd like to put a blanket here, get a bucket of chicken, and just sit here and enjoy this. I mean, you have so much to see. You got the homes above the lake, and you got the mall way out there. I mean, this truly is an absolute awesome spot that nobody knows. Yep. Nobody knows where this is. 360 degrees on top of Mission Viejo. I'm with Bob Bunyan. This has been absolutely fantastic, Bob. This is a jewel of Mission Viejo.
Thank you, Dave. We appreciate it, and welcome everybody to Stoneridge.
Thank you very much, everybody.